All right, all right, all right. Hump Day show. Time to kill it. Let's fucking do it.
Lost in the fog, gasoline and fire burn it to the ground. Concrete and dust, ice cold smile, watch it all burn down. God is God is God is
Woo! What is up, everybody?
right now.
Welcome to the world's finest one-man show. It's me, it's Dusty. Thank you for joining me tonight. Hump Day! Hell yeah! You guys are very smart and or beautiful for joining me tonight. So, got some crazy ass shit to cover. One of the strangest press conferences I've ever seen. And that's saying something. But we're 2 weeks into this hellish nightmare of the Trump administration. So, all bets are off. Nothing is surprising at this point. Yeah, it's pretty boy back there. He's a pretty bitch. What you gonna fucking do? And he's my favorite. Don't tell anybody. Don't tell the rest of the cats. He's my favorite. Pretty little bastard. Anyway, folks, I do anything too exciting between now and the last show. Seems like I just sleep. And then I wake up and I have to do a whole nother fucking show again. Is that what everybody feels like? Like you barely have any time to yourself, and then you get a few hours sleep, maybe watch one movie, and you got to get the next day and do it all over the fuck again. Feels like a real job. Thanks, I hate it. Anyway, what I did do, though, I played this new game. I ain't get paid to tell you this, by the way. This is just what I did. Kingdom Come 2, Deliverance. And I said, had the word come in it, how bad could it be? Never played the first one or anything. I procured it from a website where I paid for it fully. And played it, and it was all right. It's like an RPG game, but it's like 2 hours of cutscenes to even start the fucking game. It was like slow as shit. And then I played throughout the whole fucking 2 hours. That's why you have to creatively procure games, because like if you buy it from Steam, you got 2 hours to play it and return it. There was 2 hours of fucking cutscenes before I even figured out if I liked the fucking game or not. So anyway, got through the 2 hours of cutscenes, a lot of talking, a lot of fucking talking. I don't need all that fucking talking. I wanted to murder some shit. So then it starts me off and I'm basically naked. And ain't no fight going on. I'm like, fuck this shit. I'm ready to murder. But it starts me out some fucking town. And I'm like, I don't even want to get started because it's boring. And so I was like, well, why don't I just play it the way I want to play it? Why don't I just start murdering everybody in town? Yeah, let me murder all the children, your dogs, your pets, your cows, the guards. But I was naked, so I was like, let me start with the grandma. So I walk into this little house. I had to pick the fucking lock, but I got a lock pick. Walk in the fucking house. Grandma laying in bed. I'm like, fuck yeah, I'll strangle grandma. So I start slapping grandma around because I got a weapon. Grandma got a knife. Grandma starts fucking shivving me. I'm fucking dead. I can't even kill grandma, y'all. So I'm like, fuck that game. They need to be more evil, make it more entertaining. So then I just fucking slept and got up and worked on this crazy ass show. So let's go ahead and get it started. As always, super chats are the lifeblood of the show. No questions dodged. Every question answered on the super chats. Donate money, and I read your words. And how about me and the floating cats? It's a little dollar sign. Click it. You'll see it. It's over here. You're smart. You'll figure it out. And they donate. Super chats. All right. Fuck yes. Let's go ahead and kick the show off. I'm going to start off, of course, with a little bit of Elon Musk. President Elon, he shall be Elon. Woo! And Elon getting his money worth from the Trump administration. First off, Single greatest insider threat. Internal government watchdog sound alarm over Doge. Yes, Doge is how you pronounce that. I don't care what anybody says. It's got the word Doge in it. Doge. That's how you pronounce it, Doge. Anyway, never done anything like this before, folks. Wired is reporting. Wired, I'm sorry. It should be weird. Wired is reporting that an internal government threat assessment team has determined that staffers working for Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency should be considered an insider threat to sensitive government data. An internal email obtained by Wired that was sent to the Bureau of the Fiscal Services IT division and others outlining the dangers of giving Musk minions access to highly sensitive government functions such as the Treasury Department internal payment mechanisms. The email recommended revoking Doge members' access to payment systems as well as other steps to ensure they cannot harm the government agency secrecy. Anyway, once again, they're like, we've never done anything like this before, never issued any kind of warning, but this shit is fucking serious. So, Elon Musk been under fire all week long, Donald Trump, for seemingly illegally hacking into all our government agencies, putting backdoors for himself, and then unilaterally, without any oversight whatsoever, just going and canceling all the programs that Congress has already earmarked, paid for, and decided they wanted the money spent on, which is their right. They hold the purse strings, but it don't matter. President Elon got to have tax cuts for himself. So you got to cut your grandma's Social Security. You got to cut everything. Got to cut medical research. Everything, folks. Everything for them, nothing for you. We're going to go into more in a minute why they're actually doing this. But first off, been on a whirlwind tour trying to, I guess, not apologize. I guess he's doing damage control. Trying to explain to the American people why this very unpopular bullshit he's doing is totally legit and cool. So went to the Oval Office in the White House, and as always, he had his son Teflon, I think or is it Kevlar? Kevlar has his son Kevlar on his shoulders because he's a literal human shield. This fucking kid, y'all. I feel sort of bad for this kid. I mean, not too bad. The kid seems like sort of a spoiled brat. Big time. I mean, it's Elon Musk's child, so you can imagine. He probably a fucking nightmare. I don't like kids anyway. But anyway, I feel sorry that his father using him as a human shield. This dude's so worried after Luigi blew that fucking guy away that he's fucking next. But I mean, just saying, like, I don't think that kid gonna stop a bullet. I guess he figures nobody's gonna shoot a kid, so I don't know. I wouldn't fucking bet on that dude. But anyway, breaking news. Yeah, Elon. With his weird backpack. So strange. Why is this kid at the fucking Oval Office during this very important press conference where Elon Musk is explaining why he's cutting all our social safety nets? Imagine if Kamala Harris would have took a kid. I know she ain't got no kids, except for that stepdaughter. Imagine she took a little kid to important business meetings. Imagine if any other woman in the government did this. We'd never hear the fucking end of it. But Elon Musk get away with it while he tries to make it where you guys can't work from home. And yes, this is Elon Musk in a nutshell. Please, I have a child. Please don't shoot me in the head. Please let me on the life raft. I'm too pretty to freeze to death in the cold water. And this is literally not even an edited picture, folks. This is Elon Musk. Oh my God, he looks so fucking weird. What is happening? Just looks like he's gotten into Donald Trump's makeup too much. Looks like a corpse. Looks like Botox. Looks just all of this. It's like that character on Atlanta. You know, the one that's supposed to be a Michael Jackson impersonator, sort of. That's a creepoid and ends up killing his brother. You guys seen that at all? Looks like that character. Oh my God, it's so weird. Anyway. Brought his kid, and you can tell Donald Trump hates his fucking kid. I mean, I don't even blame Donald Trump here. But this is the same exact look I give to my annoying nieces and nephews. They're grown now. It's fine. I used to give to them. Or anybody that brings an annoying kid around me. It's just like, oh my God, get this little fucking annoying asshole away from me. Anyway, watch Trump's expression.
I'll ask Elon Musk to say a few words, and we'll take some questions. Elon, go ahead.
Sure. So, at a high level, you say, what is the goal of Doge and I think
now watch Trump. Kid goes over to talk to him.
Is to restore.
Immediately look away. Nope, don't acknowledge that little motherfucker. Hate that kid, hate. But he looks so defeated. As President Elon gives the whole press conference, he just sits there in the cuck chair while this little bastard rubs boogers on the official presidential desk perfect for America right now. And then they started asking President Elon questions. First off, is there any accountability for Deutsch? You seem to have no checks and balances whatsoever, richest man in the world. What do you have to say to that?
The White House says that you will identify and excuse yourself from any conflicts of interest that you may have. Does that mean that you are, in effect, policing yourself?
Yes.
What are the checks and balances that are in place to ensure that there is accountability and transparency?
Well, we actually are trying to be as transparent as possible. In fact, our actions, we post our actions to the Doge handle on X and to the Doge website. So all of our actions are maximally transparent.
Of course, that's not true. They post what they want to on there, completely out of context, complete fucking bullshit. They're not posting everything they're fucking doing. He is policing himself, and he's investing in himself, folks, and don't worry, he's doing a fine job. And just anybody that does this while they're standing there, a complete fucking dickhead. That's how you fucking know. They're trying to do that power pose. I'm so powerful. I'm Elon Musk. Just makes you look like a total turd. So fucking goddamn cringe. But that's the government right now, folks. Ruled by the oligarchy. And let me get this straight. He wants to cancel cancer research. But he has billions of dollars himself with government contracts. Here he is going to say, well, it's not me who has billions of dollars of contracts with the government. It's SpaceX. You know, my company, which I run and I'm the CEO of. Splitting hairs like a motherfucker here.
If you have received billions of dollars in contracts from the Pentagon, and the president's directing you to look into the Department of Defense, is that
we
a
definitely need
conflict
to
of
do
interest?
and are going to do at the president's request.
Does that present a conflict of interest for
Yes,
you?
yes, it does.
No, because you have to look at the individual contract and say, first of all, I'm not the one, filing the contract. It's people at SpaceX or something
okay.
who will
Totally
be putting
different.
the contract. And I'd like to say, if you see any contract where where it was awarded to SpaceX and it wasn't by far the best value for money for the taxpayer, let me know, because every one of them was.
Yeah, let me know. Hey, we're doing a great job, folks. We don't need to have any oversight whatsoever. Just fucking believe me. If there's any conflict whatsoever, just let me know.
But if there is a conflict of interest when it comes to you yourself, for instance, you've received billions of dollars in federal contracts.
Trust, not simply somebody asserting trust. So not somebody saying they're.
Anyway, I found one, Elon. I found one. Apparently, the State Department contracts for $400 million worth of armored Teslas. Weird that you're not bringing that up in your fraud assessment. Strange that, isn't it, Elon? Now, in fairness, this was earmarked under the Biden administration, but he ain't cutting that shit. All that shit was earmarked under the Biden administration, so that's not surprising. Doesn't make it any less fraud and wasteful just because it was done under Biden. But yeah, don't think he's gonna have a problem with that somehow. Weird. And then as he porky pigged his way this whole fucking thing, can't even form a goddamn sentence. It's so weird. This guy's supposed to be a genius. This sounds like a threat to me, folks. Like an Bond villain giving away his evil plans to the fucking public before he destroys society.
The people voted for major government reform. There should be no doubt about that. That was on the campaign. The president spoke about that at every rally.
Okay, but you were not on the fucking ballot. Nobody voted for you, what the fuck soever.
People voted for major government reform, and that's what the people are going to get. They're going to get what they voted for. And a lot of times, people that don't get what they voted for, but in this presidency, they are going to get what they voted for. And that's what democracy is all about.
Yeah, he's all about democracy, but democracy is fucking bullshit. One thing I've painfully come to realize, especially recently, is that your vote doesn't actually count. Democracy is a fairy tale they tell you so you don't ride to the fucking streets. First off, because of the Electoral College, my vote and the vote of most of us don't count anyway. It's only a few fucking swing states, and then people like Elon who have unlimited money. There's no way we can outspend him. We'll go into these communities where 30,000 votes will swing the presidency, and he will spend so much money in those communities that there's no fucking way we can compete. So our votes literally don't count. He can go into Pennsylvania, he can lie, and he can say, hey, come vote for Trump, we'll randomly give away $1 million. And then he didn't randomly do anything. He just fucking lied about it. And he uses lawyers to protect him. There's literally nothing we can do about it. Democracy is completely fucking bullshit. The richest man in the world lying. Oh my God, you voted for all this. No, you voted for it. These are your whims, your wishes. You bought the presidency. And now you're doing whatever the fuck you want to do. It's very obvious, while gaslighting us, that all of us fucking wanted this. Only 30% of the people voted for Trump fucking anyway. Only 30% of the eligible voters voted for Trump. So less than a third of goddamn America. And then, folks, with no hint of irony whatsoever, he's going to talk about how Deutsche is investigating people who've gained huge wealth while in government. Sitting next to a man who made $20 billion in one fucking day. Selling out the White House, selling out the presidency.
And also, could you mention some of the things that your team has found, some of the crazy numbers, including the woman that walked away with about 30 million,
Right.
etc.?
So he's not actually going to mention any names because they're just making all this shit up. This is reference to where they're talking about Elon Omar making $30 million and AOC making $40 million, which is all lies. They completely made this up. They don't even own houses. They're not even worth $500,000. None of this is fucking true. But they've spread all this bullshit on Twitter. This is how they're trying to convince the public and to let Elon Musk carve up your grandma's Social Security, your medical care, destroy every social safety net that we have by spreading these lies. So he's not going to mention anybody by name, of course. He's just going to vaguely try to allude that these lies are true.
Well, we do find it sort of rather odd that there are quite a few people in the bureaucracy who.
Oh my God! Spit it out, Porky Pig!
Have ostensibly a salary of a few $100,000, but somehow managed to accrue tens of millions of dollars in net worth.
This is 100% the lies they're telling about Elon Omar and AOC.
But while they are in that position,
say it,
which is, what happened at USAID, we're just curious as to where it came from. Maybe they're very good at investing, in which case we should take their investment advice, perhaps. But there seems to be mysteriously they get wealthy. We don't know why.
Yeah, just mysteriously, Trump got $20 billion in one day. We just want to know why. No, you don't. You just want to cut all the fucking social safety nets and pretend like you're doing something so you can have more tax cuts. And get that fucking kid out of here, folks. But first off, here he is admitting that he lies incessantly. And then he lies about his lies. So remember, folks, I covered this. Their lies about we sent $50 million to Hamas so they could buy condos. Remember, Trump repeated this over and over again, several different interviews. He even went so far to say Hamas was using these condoms to make weapons. They were killing Israelis. These fucking condoms never happened. They're talking about another Providence Hamas in Africa, where they didn't give them 50 million in condoms. It was a whole bunch of stuff to help curb pediatric AIDS and sexually transmitted diseases and stuff like that. Here they are outright telling him, why did you fucking lie? And here he is lying about his lies.
Mr. Musk, you said on X that an example of the fraud that you have cited was $50 million of condoms was sent to Gaza. But after fact-check this, it apparently Gaza in Mozambique, and the program was to protect them against HIV. So can you correct the statements? It wasn't sent to Hamas, actually. It was sent to Mozambique, which makes sense why condoms was sent there.
Yeah.
And how can we make sure that all the statements that you said were...
Look at Trump's face. Psh, I spread this lie repeatedly. Oh, my God. I dare you to fact-check me. They don't give a shit, though.
correct, so we can trust what you say?
Well, first of all, some of the things that I say will be incorrect and should be
all
corrected.
of them. Right, all of them that you say. Ask Grok. Elon Musk's own AI program will tell you he is the biggest purveyor of misinformation and lies on all of fucking Twitter.
So, nobody's going to bat 1,000. I mean, we will make mistakes, but we'll act quickly to correct any.
Literally, he's never corrected this. He still didn't correct this. Trump has never corrected this. They never correct any of the fucking lies they tell. They double down, triple down, quadruple down until the next lie they tell.
Mistakes. I'm not sure we should be sending $50 million worth of condoms to anywhere.
Yeah, I'm not sure we should try to curb AIDS anywhere. Fuck those people, right?
Frankly, I'm not sure that's something Americans would be really.
And they weren't sending 50 million of condoms anyway. That's a fucking lie. But there he is. Hey, we'll immediately correct things. No. Here's the other Koch Jr. spreading the same exact lies. And even in the same goddamn interview, can't keep the lie fucking straight.
when Elon and my father go in there and they want to audit the IRS, when they want to audit USAID, who is spending $100 million to send condoms to Gaza, let alone running shrimp on treadmill and all the other ridiculous things. The Democrats go crazy. Let them do it. I'm a business guy. I understand this world very, very well. I want them to follow that money, right? Because it's more than, again, the shrimp dancing on the treadmill. It's more than the $50 million for the condoms to Gaza. When Elon...
Just lies after lies after lies. Not correcting it, not even stopping lying. Continue the fucking lies because they don't give a shit. This is how they convince idiots to let them loot the coffers. Transfer all the fucking wealth to the very goddamn top. You guys are going to get exactly what you're going to get what you deserve. The Trump supporters, at least. The rest of us, unfortunately, are going to be punished by your stupidity. But I guess that's what we get for not convincing you, even though you can't be fucking convinced because your brain is tapioca pudding. Anyway, folks, some people seem to be suggesting that Elon's little brat was saying some provocative things to Donald Trump. We'll see what you guys think about it. So here he's looking in Trump's direction, and he says, "You are not the fucking president, and you need to go away."
To restore democracy. This may seem like, well, are we in a democracy?
So, we'll play it again. You're not the president, you need to go away.
To restore democracy.
Now, some people say he's talking to the press because the press was trying to shush him, and he was being a brat to the press because, he's a spoiled little dick, fucking mouth.
Prices from one year to the next are the same, and their prices from one year to the next are the same, and they're...
So, what you guys think? Is he talking to the press? Is he talking to the Trump? Is he repeating what he's heard his dad say before? Is he, from the mouth of babes, right? Kids repeat what their parents say all the fucking time. That's what it sort of sounds like. I don't know. I guess it could go either way. Elon trying to silence Dusty? Am I gone? Yeah, no fucking telling. Stupid shit. What you gonna do? Did you guys see me talk about the kid already? Okay, Matthew Bourne unsubscribed. Stop crying, you liberal fuckwits. Bye-bye. All right, bye. You the one crying. Always had to say something before you fucking leave. Could have just left out saying nothing. Sound keeps cutting in and out. I don't know why. There was a little hiccup. You're good. So did you guys see the this one?
Prices from one year to the next are the same.
I want you to shush your mouth.
And their prices from one year.
So what do you guys think? He talking to the press? He talking to the president or the the first lady, I guess? And then lots of memes were made, folks. Why are you in my dad's chair? Good question. Get the fuck out of Trump's chair. Fucking dickhead. I get the fuck out of Elon's chair, rather. Fucking dickhead. And Grimes, apparently not too happy that her son is being used as a flak jacket. Divan Hernandez says, you have a kid with Elon who parades him around like Michael Jackson's chimpanzee, but the person dragging your child into criticism is Fantano, because she's shitting on Anthony Fantano, who's a music critic, instead of Elon Musk. You put more effort into criticizing a YouTube channel over actual power structures. Punching down is so weird for you. No, it's completely normal. She's a fucking idiot. And of course, she's trying to defend herself for not shitting on Elon, for using her son as a human shield. Instead, she's shitting on other people. I have made it clear I do not approve of that in every conceivable way I know. I am desperate to solve it. It is a personal tragedy to me, but currently I don't know how to do that. Use your platform to shit on him in public instead of YouTubers calling it out, dickhead. The fuck's wrong with you? Of course, she's a fucking idiot. Always got her mouth open like a trout. And historical picture, folks. Commenters point out that X picked his nose and appeared to wipe it on the historical Resolute desk. This is AFP via Getty Images. This is going into the historical record, y'all. This little brat wiping his boogers all over goddamn the presidential desk. And man, what a perfect image for the current state of America. The royal brat boogering up the goddamn White House. Fucking perfect. And yeah, how it started, folks. George Washington, how it's going. Booger on the goddamn White House desk. And then somebody posted this. I don't even know what this means. Maybe you guys can help me figure out what this means. It says, first it's got a picture of JFK and then a kid under the desk. And then it's got a picture of Donald Trump and this little brat. And it says, history repeats itself. And this person says, fingers crossed. What does that even mean? I don't even get it. What? Did something happen to JFK? He's fine, right? What history could repeat itself? What could happen that people would want? I don't know. Doesn't look like anything to me. Anyway, moving on. And then, folks, they're really worried about the deficit, y'all. They're really worried about the government. Republicans have proposed an almost $4 trillion debt limit increase. This is the kind of thing you see before war and invasion. So it's just about cutting the social safety net for you and I, cutting all our soft power across the fucking globe. Everything for them, nothing for fucking us. And then, not allowed to speak out about it. They're going to send a message to you. Trump just fired USA Aid Inspector General Paul Martin one day after he exposed how Trump's foreign aid freeze and mass firings have made it easier for U.S. taxpayer dollars to fund terrorist groups like Hamas and ISIS. But nope, you got to sit there and you got to let your whole departments, your whole agencies get completely obliterated, shut down, destroyed. Not say a word or they get rid of you fucking first. And apparently China's real happy about it, though. If USA Aid is packing up and moving out, China seems all too happy to move in. That's the trend that longtime U.S.-China watchers and aid workers are already noticing in the week since President Donald Trump and his ally Elon Musk moved to dismantle shakeup at the U.S. Agency for International Development. China is quickly making moves to fill in the gaps left behind by the Trump administration's abrupt moves to almost entirely halt and wind down USAID's operations worldwide from Indo-Pacific to South America. In Nepal, Chinese officials have reportedly signaled to the Nepalese government that Beijing is willing to step in and replace USAID's void with development funding of its own. They're doing this all over the place. China is already reaching out to partners, said Francesco Bisombi, who served as USA China policy lead during Biden administration. They will fill in the void in places like Cambodia and Nepal, and those are just places they know about. So it's all over the world, folks. They're stepping up to fill in all this aid because it gives them influence all around the fucking world that we used to have. I mean, I guess it's good that our worldwide influence is dropping since our empire needs to be destroyed. It needs to fucking collapse. But I don't know if it's our best interest to have China step up and fill this fucking void. But, you know, almost like they're making it happen on purpose. Stand by and do nothing and win. And then Deutsche cancels $900 million in education research grant. Seems bad, but what do we need education research for? Nothing. They like the uneducated folks. Keep as dumb as they possibly fucking can while they roll over a very weakened and depleted government. But overall, the most popular cable news network in the world, they're trying to whitewash all this fucking bullshit. Listen to this. Horse cum.
Well, no, but wait a second. But let's just talk about one of the things that he's prescribing to cut. He wants to get rid of the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. Here's what it's done for the folks at home. It's limited overdraft fees at banks. It's limited credit card late fees. It's made it easier for you to switch banks. It's removed medical debt from people's credit reports so that you can actually get rent after you've been sick. It's gone after banks who've taken advantage of people.
What's your argument?
My argument here is these are things that have protected the American people every day, and Elon wants to get rid of them because it doesn't work for millionaires and billionaires.
No, we didn't.
No, they did not.
Yes,
they did not vote to get.
Yes, they
did.
did.
I'm sure
Where were you on November 5th?
Donald Trump did not go to the American people and says, "I want to raise your overdraft fees." Did
Nope.
he? No, I don't think so.
They made it clear
I don't think so.
what Doge was when
He
he
did
was
not go
running
to
for
the American
president.
people and says, "I want to raise the amount you pay on late fees." Actually, the opposite of that. He said, "I'm going to cap late fees." That's not what's happening when you get rid of the Consumer
It's
Protection
too
Bureau.
late. They voted to be lied to. Hey, America knew that Trump was going to do what the fuck he was wanted to do, regardless of what he said he was going to do. So whatever happens, you voted for it. And hey, I kind of agree with that. Fuck them. We all voted for it. And breaking, they're giving the game away. Deutsche is supposed to be working with Democrats in Congress to find fraud to cut. But he ain't letting them on fucking anything, folks, because it's all a dog and pony show.
Then there is the Doge committee that Elon is leading in the executive, and then there's the Doge caucus, which is what I'm a member of in Congress. And I joined that because we were told that this is where the discussion is going to happen. That being said, there's been no discussion. Elon's been doing it all himself. We've had meetings. It's been bipartisan. We've had good discussion.
He didn't even want Rem Schmarmy there, folks. No discussions. He's doing everything himself, making 100% of the decisions like co-dictator. And then they pretend like they actually give a shit about fraud and waste, folks. But there's already been a committee to tackle fraud and waste set up under the Biden administration, including Representative Jasmine Crockett with Marjorie Taylor Greene as the fucking chairwoman. And she did not show up for a single meeting, y'all. This is how much they actually care about any of this.
There, because we've had a number of these hearings. So I do want to be clear, before the Trump administration came in, this committee did exist in the form of the Oversight Committee, and our task is to root out waste, fraud, and abuse. In that vein, we had a number of hearings, at least last term. I can't speak for any other term, as I'm only in my sophomore term, and we dealt with improper payments. And interestingly enough, our chairwoman, who is so passionate about this today, she missed every single one of those improper payment hearings. But just to be clear, I was there, so I don't want anyone to believe that Democrats just come to work and don't plan to do work.
They actually don't give a shit. It's all fucking just photo ops. It's all a goddamn show. Fakest people on earth. Don't care about any of this, y'all. And at least I'll give Democrats a little bit of credit. I don't think they're going to have any effect. I think they're fucking powerless. I think it's too late to stop them. But at least they're sort of trying. So here's Garcia on Capitol Hill firing back at President Musk.
Now, I find it ironic, of course, that our chairwoman, Congresswoman Greene, is in charge of running this committee. Now, in the last Congress, Chairwoman Greene literally showed a dick pic in our oversight congressional hearing, so I thought I'd bring one as well. Now, this, of course, we know is President Elon Musk. He's also the world's richest man. He was the biggest political donor in the last election. He has billions of dollars in conflicts of interest, and we know that he is leading a power grab, also abided by and encouraged by Donald Trump and, of course, the chairwoman, Congresswoman Greene. But I also want to run through what Doge actually is going to do. It's a demolition plan that's going to run through our government. Doge is trying to abolish the Department of Education. That means opportunities denied to kids. It means you're ripping away opportunities for children with disabilities who are dependent on this money. You're also halting medical research, which is also critical, which we have to also stop. The idea that we're going to eliminate or destroy the Department of National Institutes of Health, NIH, is crazy. Let's talk about the Department of Labor. We're talking about protections for working people across this country, where people can actually complain about abuses their companies are making against them and their coworkers. Workers are now going to be in danger. And let's also talk about the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, another huge issue for us. Think about the scammers and fraudsters that will be empowered across this country, because Elon Musk wants, essentially, these companies have more power over consumers and over people across this country. Look at the Centers for Disease and Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services. That is actually what's being discussed partly today. Healthcare, we're talking about being denied to millions of poor people, working class people across this country. And now, of course, they're on to their largest target, the U.S. Social Security Administration. We're talking about the destruction of the actual social safety net in this country. We know that 1 in 5 Americans collect Social Security. Seniors, disabled people.
They're coming after it all, folks. Everything for them, nothing for fucking you. Here's Abbo trying to fight back a little bit, I guess, over on C-SPAN.
And let's hear it again for the great people of the CFPB. See, the thing is, Trump and Musk and their billionaire buddies know exactly what they're doing. They know exactly what they're doing. But there are millions of Americans who are just tuning in. So we have to let them know what we're standing up for. So I have a few questions for you. What's wrong with protecting consumers? Nothing. What's wrong with eliminating junk fees? Nothing. What is wrong with avoiding foreclosures? Nothing. What is wrong with making sure that banks don't take every single penny out of your account when you ain't got nothing in it?
Nothing. They don't give a shit about that.
Not a damn
They
thing.
don't care about you. They want to charge you high fees. They want to fucking steal from you. They don't want any consequences from counting people out of their fucking money. It's literally their whole goddamn thing. And here's Crockett trying to fight back a little bit. Jasmine Crockett.
Because for whatever reason, we had a guy that went in, and you talk about people invading our data. Listen, people said that they were upset about TikTok, but I'm upset about the guy that runs Twitter, who for sure is doing nefarious things, because I don't understand, if you are trying to conduct audits and figure out where the waste, fraud, and abuse is, I don't know why you would go to some tech guy. In fact, it was only techies that were sitting there at inauguration. We didn't have auditors. I would welcome auditors to come in and do forensic audits. In fact, he sat there in the Oval Office yesterday and he admitted that he was lying, and he was using his propaganda machine to do it when he said that we sent millions of dollars to Gaza for condoms. That was a lie. So let me tell you something.
The gentlelady's time has expired.
It's time for
the
us
gentlelady's
to do our
time
job
has expired.
and rein in this rogue actor known
The gentlelady's
as
time has expired.
Cut her off, MTG. Don't let her talk. But unfortunately, I don't think they're actually going to be able to do anything. I think it's too little too late, but I guess they're fucking trying or something, so whatever. And then, folks, it's just so depressing. The universe just falls all over itself to give Donald Trump goddamn money every step of the way, and they've found a way to legalize bribery right out in the open. It's exactly what Mark Zuckerberg did. Mark Zuckerberg already gave him, what was it, 15 or 25 million to settle the lawsuit for banning him on Facebook, you know, when he was stirring up fucking violence. Facebook, which is a private company, has the right to platform or not platform anybody they want to. They would have 100% won the lawsuit, but they didn't want to win it. They wanted to bribe Donald Trump out in public. So they gave him $15 million. Well, Elon's doing the same thing. I guess he had to pay for that performance we all witnessed in the Oval Office where he was the real president, cucking Trump. So they don't have to wash the money, folks. They don't have to money launder it. The money's fucking completely clean. They just do it through the court system, and it's fucking sparkling goddamn clean. $10 million bribe right in our fucking face. 100% goddamn legal. Because this is the fucking country. Crazy. And then, you guys remember the Deutsche employee that was temporarily let go because it was found out that he was spreading all kind of racist stuff, talking about how much he hates Indians from India and interracial relationships, just racist as fuck. Well, it turns out he had a website where they were making shit-posting URLs such as KKK is cool and child porn store. So that's great. These are the people that have access to all our Social Security numbers, all our fucking information, who have set up backdoors in all our government agencies. These fucking insane 4chan trolls, these children. And all over the world, though, people are starting to fight back a little bit. Here's the Tesla store in Vancouver. Fuck Elon! Like, I wouldn't want to own a fucking Tesla. Seems like a liability. Like, it's a very likely somebody's going to kid or spray paint it. Just got more trouble than it's worth. I'd avoid it if I were you guys, but that's me. And then on a related note, Meta, Facebook, just laid off 3,600 people as they get record profits, folks. So we're going to talk about why they're doing this. And it's very obvious why they're doing this, folks. So first off, they're trying to destroy the government by firing tens of thousands of federal workers. And then they're trying to get rid of a lot of the higher paid people in the tech industry. Mass layoffs fucking everywhere, all over Twitter, all over Meta, all over Facebook. What they're trying to do here, folks, is also, and on top of that, they're trying to deport all the illegal immigrants, all the low-skilled people that pick the fruit, do the low-paying jobs. So they're trying to get rid of the middle class, is what they're trying to do, folks. Get rid of the middle-class government workers. Get rid of the middle-class IT workers. And then they're going to need fucking jobs. So what are they going to do? Well, they got this one figured out. You motherfuckers going to pick the fruit. We're going to give you lower-paying jobs, and then that money, we're going to absorb that money that we stole from the middle class into the top 1%. They're trying to jettison themselves away from the rest of us. Make a bigger gulf between the very top 1% and the rest of us by destroying even more of the middle class. They're going to decouple themselves. It's like that movie Elysium, where the rich people shoot up into fucking space, have their own space city. That's what they want to do, folks. They want to destroy what's very left of the upper middle class, take all that money, and have this huge, even bigger division between us, where they can just fucking rule us. And it looks like they're going to fucking do it, unfortunately. So all you government workers, I hope you like picking fruit. All you IT workers, I hope you like mowing grasses and doing fucking lawn work and shit. Because that's your goddamn future. I wish they'd go to space, but they fucking won't. Too busy spending all their money on X and Twitter and shit. And that is my He Shall Be Elon coverage for tonight. Bye, Felicia. Yeah, I wish they'd leave, but instead, they're just going to kill us all, I guess. Take over this place. They're making a giant mistake. I hope so. We'll see. I fear they're just going to use robots and put the fucking boots on our necks, drones and shit, have AIs take over everything. But I'm going to do the best I can to fight back against it. And I suggest everybody do the same. Somebody was asking me again the other day about using AI. AI is a fucking weapon. I would use their weapon against them every fucking chance I get. I would fight back with everything I have, especially AI. Very powerful weapon to use. They're going to use it. All of you should be fucking using it. And all right, we're all folks. Get your super chats in. Going to read all the super chats that we've gotten so far at the end of this section. But now it's time for drum roll. And first up on the Chud Watch, folks, you remember when Donald Trump was running for president back October 26, 2024, right before we voted for him. Eggs and gas prices out of control. Crooked Joe and the radical left destroyed affordability. That's right. The left, the president, solely responsible for egg and gas prices, y'all. Destroying affordability for hardworking Americans. It's a total scam on day one. Day one, y'all. I'll slash prices because the president could do that. Hey, Biden could have done that. Biden could be doing that right now, but he's not. But as president, day one, cheaper eggs, y'all. Cheaper gas. Believe me. Promises made, promises kept. On day one, I'll slash prices so fast, it'll make their head spin. My head's still spinning, y'all. Big oil, big farms, they'll listen to me. Not lobbyists. No more ripoffs. MAGA. Yay. Yay. Finally, folks. Day one. Gonna get this shit taken care of. Even Republicans said it. Remember this?
It'll all happen very quickly.
So quickly.
This will rapidly drive prices down, lower interest rates, and put more money into the pockets of American consumers.
Mm-hmm.
It'll also bring your grocery bill way down. I have more complaints on grocery. The word grocery, you know, it's sort of simple word, but it sort of means like everything you eat.
It does mean that.
The stomach is speaking.
Yeah.
It always does.
Does.
It'll all happen.
You're going to break it down. Day one, Trump got this fucking shit solved. And what's that? U.S. inflation heats up to 3%. First time since June. What? How is this possible? He promised day one. He promised the president responsible for egg prices. He said, y'all, and then look at this. Egg prices were $2.21 when he said that. Now they're $8.11. They went up like 4 times, 267%. Just since he said that in October. Well, at least, like, look, he didn't keep his word. I'll admit to it. But at least, if there's one thing I know about Trump, is that he's taken full fucking responsibility for this whole thing. The buck stops with Trump. And he's got a plan. What's that? Oh, no, he tweeted out, Biden inflation is up, folks. That's what he just tweeted out. Just yesterday. He got the inflation numbers, and he immediately went and blamed Biden. The guy that said he was going to fix it, day one. The guy that said it's the president's fault when this happens, now blaming Biden, who is no longer the president, for inflation. So, yep, what you going to do? No responsibility. Nothing is ever his goddamn fault. And none of them actually care about any of this. So, what's the goddamn point? And then, it's hard to even believe this shit's true, but it is. You can look it up. Donald Trump has halted a law banning bribery on foreign officials. Look it up, folks. Donald Trump has ordered the Department of Justice to halt the enforcement of U.S. anti-corruption laws that bars Americans from bribing foreign governments to win business. Yeah, he said it makes it too hard for American businesses to compete in all these corrupt fucking countries. So just bribe away, baby. Bribery legal again. It's what's for dinner. What could possibly go wrong with rewarding criminals? Making it legal for them to commit crimes. And yes, folks, exactly what you think this would lead to is what it led to. Now they're using the Justice Department to stop investigating criminals who have sucked up to Donald Trump. DOJ seeks dismissal of charges against the New York City mayor. Yeah, the corrupt mayor is taking bribes all over the place. He's been sucking up to Donald Trump. He's been saying, I didn't leave the left left me. Doing everything he can to get that Trump pardon. So suddenly, lawfare from the Trump administration, they'll either go after the people to make an example out of them, or if you suck up to them, you can do anything. You can get away with whatever crime you want to. There are no rules anymore. As long as you kiss Trump's ass, break the law with fucking impunity. Another example, shocking, the DOJ, the Department of Justice, drops criminal probe into Vince McMahon, husband of Linda McMahon, who is running the Department of Education. Yes, in this clownish, buffoonish existence we live in. The lady from the WWE is running the Department of Education of this country. And her husband, a weird-ass billionaire, Vince McMahon, famously known for shitting literally on women, don't have to worry about it anymore. When you're rich, they just let you do it. Not the only one. Oh, yeah, I agree with Emma Vigilante about Eric Adams. He deserves no sympathy and seems more willing to submit himself to it. But make no mistakes, this is blackmail by the Trump administration. What is he getting in return for them dropping the charges against him or not investigating him anymore? Well, apparently he's decided that he's going to work hand in hand with the Trump administration to deport all the Browns. Second, the pending prosecution has unduly restricted Mayor Adams' ability to devote full attention and resources to the illegal immigration and violent crime that escalated under the policies of the prior administration. This is a Democrat, folks, sucking up to Trump to get out of the criminal charges and then blaming Biden for immigration. Just breathtaking, the corruption of this. And then Steve Bannon pleads guilty in the We Build the Wall donor fraud case, but will do no time whatsoever, because of course he won't. And this is one of those items that proves that there is no line that Trump supporters would not cross to defend their side. The guy literally took donations to build the wall, stole it, and brought himself a boat with the stolen donations, folks. Then admitted to doing it. Imagine you're a Trump supporter and Fox News convinced you the biggest problem in your life is the southern border. So you give up some of your hard-earned cash and find out later some rich Trump crony used it to buy a boat. And then Trump doesn't stand up for you. He pardons the guy that stole your money and then you still support him. But this is why they do it. Because they know there's nothing they can fucking do that you guys won't fucking swallow. There's no shit they can't put in your mouth. There's no piss they can't pee in your fucking open hole that you won't fucking swallow. So why would they have any respect for you? They don't. Fucking Trump supporters would be like, good. I'm glad he conned us out of money. I'm glad he took the money and bought a boat. Hey, if he had to lie to us, con us out of money, steal all the money from a wall, if he had to do that to own the libs, I'll send him more money to own the libs. That's exactly how they think, folks. They love being abused. They don't actually care about anything. They have a fetish for being humiliated. And then, shockingly, people that hated lawfare using the DOJ to go after their political enemies. Pam Bondi just announced DOJ has filed charges against New York, Kathy Hochul, and Letitia James. Remember Letitia James, the prosecutor that went after Trump? Now they're going after them, folks.
I was in the West Wing swearing in Tulsi Gabbard, and so I just came straight back here. So thanks for being patient with us with the delay. We're here today because we have filed charges against the state of New York. We have filed charges against Kathy Hochul. We have filed charges against Letitia James and Mark Schroeder, who is with DMV. This is a new DOJ, and we are taking steps to protect Americans, American citizens, and angel moms, like the mom standing right behind me, who you're going to hear from in a moment. I was in
Just crazy. Now, the reason they're going after him is they claim it's for sanctuary cities, but it's clear they're going after these people because these are the people that went after Donald Trump, and it's a classic mob move. Oh, you come after us? We're going to make an example out of you. You don't come after us. We go after you. And yep, that's what they're fucking doing, folks. Using the government to punish anybody who tries to actually follow the law and hold criminals accountable while they let all the fucking real criminals go. And apparently now also they're declaring it is fraud to be against Trump policies. They're specifically asking his spokesperson, hey, Elon Musk has not proved anything that he's cutting is actual fraud. Can you give us some examples? So she brought a bunch of examples, but the only examples that she gave were policies that Donald Trump disagrees with, policies that they call woke. But that's not fraud. Just because you don't like where the government is spending money, it doesn't make it fraud.
For the actual receipts, we are happy to provide them, and I actually brought some today because all of you know I love to bring the receipts. We have contracts upon contracts that we can send and provide this information to you. Let me be very clear. We are not trying to hide anything. We have been incredibly transparent, and we will continue to be. These are screenshots of contracts that DOJ found across our government.
They're not
this
fraud,
is a
though.
DEI contract, $36,000 for U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services. That is against the president's policies.
Okay, but just because it's against the president's policy doesn't mean it's fraudulent.
Is America First agenda. This is a $3.4 million contract, a Council for Inclusive Innovation at the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office, Department of Commerce, another DEI contract that DOJ identified.
Okay, but that's not fraud. Just because you don't agree with it doesn't make it fraud.
I can continue to go through these.
You could, but it doesn't make your fucking point. But yes, they're basically declaring that anything Trump doesn't agree with is fraud now. That's their definition of fraud. They could just declare something's woke, and then it's fraud. And then, folks, you know the AP, the Associated Press, one of the most trusted independent news organizations in the world, one of the few ones you could actually trust to do a good job to even-handedly report the news. Well, they don't want that in the White House. They want yes men. They want mostly right-leaning propaganda outlets that will ask them softball questions and won't hold them accountable for anything. So they're trying to get rid of as many reputable news sources as they can so they don't have to be asked any questions. So the new thing they're doing is if you refuse to call the Gulf of Mexico the Gulf of America, they're booting you out of the press corps. AP statement. As a global news organization, the Associated Press informs billions of people around the world every day with factual, nonpartisan journalism. Today, we are informed by the White House that the AP did not align its editorial standards with President Donald Trump's executive order renaming the Gulf of Mexico as the Gulf of America. AP will be barred from accessing the event in the Oval Office this afternoon. AP's reporter was blocked from attending an executive order signing. So, yes, they're outright declaring now that if you refuse to follow Trump's orders and call whatever he renames the thing that he renamed that you are lying, and they're going to punish liars by banning you from the press corps.
Reserve the right to decide who gets to go into the Oval Office, and you all have credentials to be here, including the Associated Press, who is in this briefing room today.
But isn't it retaliatory in nature is the argument, because the reason that the AP was barred, which they said was because they're not using the phrase Gulf of America, they're using Gulf of Mexico in line with their standards. And so the question here is this setting a precedent that this White House will retaliate against reporters who don't use the language that you guys believe reporters should use? And how does that align with the First Amendment commitment that you were just talking about?
I was very upfront in my briefing on day one that if we feel that there are lies being pushed by outlets in this room, we are going to hold those lies accountable. And it is a fact that the body of water off the coast of Louisiana is called the Gulf of America. And I'm not sure why news outlets don't want to call it that, but that is what it is. The Secretary of Interior has made that the official designation in the geographical identification.
So much for free speech. Where's Jordan Peterson about compelled speech? They're literally compelling your speech here. They're literally saying that if you refuse to call this made-up bullshit that Donald Trump did by the made-up name, we're going to punish you by taking away your freedom of the press. Of course, they don't actually give a shit about any of this, folks. Fakest goddamn people on earth. But this is scary, 1984-esque, no doubt about that. And then we are not a serious people. GOP House Representative introduces a bill authorizing Trump to buy Greenland and rename it Red, White, and Blue Land. Oh, my God. This is why we can't have nice things, folks. This is the shit they're wasting goddamn time on. This is why you can't have fucking a kid because you can't afford it. This is why you can't buy a fucking house. And here's the White House lawyer demanding that the Trump White House basically has dictatorial powers and doesn't have to answer to the courts.
Separation of powers. It's a really novel idea, but our founding fathers created a document, the Constitution. There's a separation of powers for a reason. The executive branch is the ultimate authority on federal issues, and we have
literally is not. It literally is not. There's checks and balances. They have to listen to the court system. That's how the system's always fucking been. But they want to change things, folks, where he has complete goddamn power. And meanwhile, little schadenfreude, I guess, from the leopards are eating your face category. Hard to believe these people exist, but like honestly, I hate to say it, but you're too dumb to live, so just die.
What kind of poverty are you talking about with some of these kids?
You're going to.
I would be confident in saying that when they leave on Friday, they may not eat again until Monday.
Every year of her 28 years as an educator here, Blankenship fought for every dollar for her kids. A third of all of Bell County, Kentucky school district funding in 2021 came from federal sources. So this district is listening as incoming President Donald Trump pledges this.
One other thing I'll be doing very early in the administration is closing up the Department of Education in Washington, D.C., and sending all education and education work and needs back to the states.
Trump won this state. In Bell County, 84% voted for Trump, yet it deeply relies on federal funding.
Oh, shit.
A CNN analysis found the 15 states that most rely on federal funding for its public schools in 2022 all voted for Trump.
Yep.
And I voted for President Trump.
I did.
You're an educator. You didn't vote for Trump eliminating federal funds
No.
here.
Yes, you did.
I did not vote for that.
He did. He specifically said the whole goddamn time they were going to close the Department of Education. They said it. So you didn't give a shit. Or maybe you was hoping that he wouldn't do what he said he was going to do. But you guys always say he does what he says he's going to do. Promises made, promises kept. So you knew, and you just didn't give a fucking shit. So eat your cat food and die, you fucking moron.
I voted for President Trump
Shocker.
to make America first again and to improve our lives.
Do you believe that he would cut funding?
I do not think that's what the voters want. If we have federal cuts, then that's going to mean bigger classroom sizes. I would lose teachers.
Good.
First and foremost.
Good.
It's devastating.
It is devastating, but it's what you voted for, because you don't really give a shit about the kids or this country. You just dumb as fucking dog shit. So maybe you should shut your mouth now, okay? Keep pouring gravy down your gullet, you fat motherfucker, and die of a heart attack quickly, please. I'm sorry, I don't mean to fat shame being a big fat motherfucker myself, but god damn it, I just can't help myself. And anyway, now over on the #1 cable news network in America, they're trying to convince the old folks that the unions are the bad guys.
The other thing is, for example, last night on CNN, the American taxpayer who's paying their salary. So a lot of these lawsuits and things where they're going to try to gum up the works and slow things down go back to government labor unions, and people ought to pay attention to that.
And they also dominate. I mean, they donate strictly to Democrats.
100%.
And Richard has a lot of late fees.
Yes, the unions that are the bad guys. Fear the unions. It's not the rich. It's not the oligarchs, the billionaires taking every penny. It's those trying to make sure you get a living wage that are your enemies, folks, in this backwards planet. And then, folks, I don't even know what to say about this. I'm not going to get into a bunch of detail. I don't know if you guys saw this one, but Nancy Mace, she's a moonbat, but also believe women, so I'm trying to keep an open mind about this, went on the House floor and for an hour accused 4 men of drugging and raping her. No, I'm not making this up. One of them was her former, I guess, future husband? Her fiance, that's what I'm looking for. Her fiance, she claims that him and 3 men drugged her and raped her. Before she did it, though, she put out like these press releases saying that she was going to say all this on the House floor, but also letting people know that she has basically protection from slander and libel, because anything that she says on the House floor is protected, I guess, under free speech. I don't know if that's fucking true or not, but anyway, gave a whole long speech about how they raped her and whatnot. And then she shit on the attorney general of the state that it happened in, saying that she told him about it and he didn't do anything. And then he put out a statement saying she's 100% lying. She never mentioned any of this to them before in any way whatsoever. This is the first they're hearing of it. She doesn't know what the fuck they're talking about. So anyway, weird as shit, y'all. I'm going to leave that one alone. And then Senate advances RFK Jr. in party line vote. It looks like he's going to be confirmed as our Secretary of Health later this week, which is why I made that video. Brainworms and billionaires, try to get ahead of it. I should have held it, though, until it happened and put it out right as the news happened. Now no one's going to see it, but whatever. Still a good song. You guys should share it once that news comes out. And then they confirmed Tulsi Gabbard, folks. Tulsi Gabbard as the Director of National Intelligence. The woman running our CIA is a Russian operative, a moonbat who is a Hare Krishna, one of the craziest bitches you'll ever see. And they're literally giddy over on Russian television. They have a Russian agent now running our spy agencies. A team of inexperienced but loyal hawks. Ultra loyalists, as the American media calls them. All of them are young compared to Trump. All of them are personally despised of Zelensky. They aren't friends of Russia except for Tulsi Gabbard, Director of National Intelligence. She was nominated today. She was considered a lobbyist for Putin's interest and blamed as spreading the Kremlin's narratives in the West in exchange for money. Yay, America! It's just hard to believe, but what you gonna do, folks? It's Russian Christmas. They got everything they fucking wanted, almost like they did it on purpose. Meanwhile, fellow Russian propagandist Tucker Carlson just going public and just making shit up. They know they don't have to tell the truth, folks. They know the people listening to them don't care if they lie to them. They will happily help you spread the lies as long as it's helping Russia or owning the libs.
Alps, which is probably the most expensive town in the world. I was not there to ski, for the record. But the whole town is Ukrainian. You know, all the visitors are Ukrainian, and they're rolling into Air Maze, and dropping $1 million in an afternoon. Okay. So it's all through Europe. You see this. The richest people are the Ukrainians. That money is ours. It belongs to me and you and every other American taxpayer. That's where it's going. Second fact, not guess, fact is Ukrainian military is selling a huge percentage, up to half of the arms that we send them. Half. And I'm not guessing about this. I know that for a fact. Okay.
Where's your evidence?
Not speculation.
Where's your evidence?
And they're selling it, and a lot of us winding up with the drug cartels on our border. So this is the...
That's right, folks. We got to cut aid to the Ukraine because they're giving all the money to the cartels on our border. It's all about our border. This is totally happening, folks. They're in the middle of a fucking war. But they ain't even worried about it. They're too busy selling all the weapons to drug cartels on our borders. Motherfucker, first off, the drug cartels don't need Ukrainian weapons. They get their weapons from fucking America. We give them all the goddamn arms they can possibly use. Just crazy, but this is how they do it, folks. This is how they get you to let them do whatever the fuck they want. And Donald Trump claims that he's spoken to Vladimir Putin about peace negotiations. He's basically indicating they're giving Vladimir Putin everything he wanted. He wants all the land in the Ukraine that they've already taken over. They want assurance that Ukraine will never be allowed into NATO. And also on top of that, somehow Donald Trump wants $50 million or $50 billion worth of rare earth materials from the Ukraine. So they're about to pick that place clean. He's about to cut off aid to Ukraine and allow Russia to basically win the whole fucking thing. That's what's going to happen, folks. And this is the guy he has in charge that's going to make sure it all happens. The former Fox News host that is running all of our goddamn military. First off, this is pretty cool, though. Shout out to the big heroes. Apparently, these American students, but they were in Germany, in an American school, in a military base in Germany. They all got up and they walked out along with some of their parents when Pete Hegseth was there, and they were chanting DEI because he's the DEI candidate. He's actually the DUI candidate, but DEI is pretty funny. So that's pretty amusing. But folks, white supremacy, it's back on the menu. Now, it was never really gone, but they were trying to at least hide it a little bit for a little while. It was out of fashion to be a straight up goddamn white supremacist. But now it's back. Now Trump is president again. Now they're not trying to hide it anymore. Now they're trying to put it in your fucking face to dishearten you, dispirit you. Pete Hegseth reinstates Confederate name for Army base. So, Fort Bragg, it had a name change to Fort Liberty. Originally, it was named after General Braxton Bragg, one of the worst Confederate generals of all time. Not only did they name it after this Confederate general, a traitor, a brutal slave owner, but he wasn't even a good general, folks. Considered one of the worst Confederate generals of all time. Graduated 5th in his class from West Point, served at Second Seminole War, Mexican-American War, where he gained a reputation as a competent artillery officer, but he was recognized as a horrible, horrible fucking general. His leadership was marked by strategic blunders, internal conflicts with subordinates, and missed opportunities, despite holding key commands in the Western Theater. But naming the military base after him wasn't about the fact that he was a good military commander. It was 100% about putting it in the face of abolitionists, anti-slavery people, and black folks. The same exact reason that so many of our federal buildings, our state buildings, have Confederate monuments on them. They were put there by this organization called the Daughters of the Confederacy, specifically to disenfranchise black voters and black folks, to let them know that, yeah, maybe you guys are free, maybe you have a little rights now, but we still own you. You got to go to these fucking federal buildings, state buildings, government buildings, and you still got to see slave owners, people that fought, that risked their lives for slavery, that owned slaves, that beat slaves. You still got to go there and you got to fucking see it. So don't think you're fucking special. Don't think you're fucking free yet. We still own you. It's exactly why they named the military base after this horrible fucking general. Not only that, the guy was known as an incredibly brutal slave owner, had over 100 slaves on his sugar plantation, y'all. Supposedly had one of the most vicious, cruel slave masters run the place. His management of the plantation was harsh and were frequent complaints from the enslaved people about brutal treatment, folks. In fact, this guy was so feckless, so stupid, that he literally bankrupted a slave plantation, y'all. How do you bankrupt free labor? How do you bankrupt slaves? Explain this to me. So, of course, our U.S. government names a goddamn military base after him. So there was a little pushback. Hey, maybe we should not have our military base named after this fucking piece of shit. Owned over 100 slaves, beat, raped, murdered them, and was also a horrible general. Let's rename it to Fort Liberty. Okay, they did it. Briefly. But just to own the libs, put the shit in our face, now they've named it back to Fort Bragg. But hey, don't get them wrong, folks. It's named after another soldier now named Bragg. Get it? Get it? Like, this not transparent as fuck. Like, we don't see right goddamn through them what they're doing here. But they're doing it again, once again, to put white supremacy in our face, to disenfranchise us and disenfranchise minorities. And this is literally the mentality they have, folks. Here's a convicted felon, Dinesh D'Souza. It would be fun to rename all the forts after Confederate generals. Not because we like Confederate generals, but just to piss off the left. Oh, yeah, think of all the left that'd be pissed off if we name all the goddamn forts after slave owners. They literally have the minds of children. This is their entire platform. Who can we hurt? How is this real right now? These people rule us, folks. The cruelty is the point with them. And speaking of white supremacy being on the menu, yes, these people are not even white, yet they are a part of the white supremacy power structure. There have always been lackeys, tokens, sellouts, traitors, who are willing to turn against their own people to be part of the in-group, to reap the benefits. Case in point, Kash Patel, who is going to be the head of the FBI. We got Turfsy Gabbard running the CIA. Now we're going to have Kash Patel as the leader of the FBI. And he has been going on Stu Peters' show repeatedly. This white nationalist Nazi show. Gone on the show at least 8 times, this guy's show.
After several consecutive years of conducting satanic rituals on live television, the NFL went right back to doing what it does best, giving a platform to degenerate blacks. It's just all so tiresome. Every single one of America's biggest entertainment platforms, from the fake and gay and rigged sports entertainment leagues like the NFL to the music industry to all of our TV shows, has completely given in to this degenerate black filth culture that was created by a bunch of subversive Jews and then weaponized against the American public for obvious reasons. But this was an anti-white shit show.
So anti-white, oh my God, we'll think the white people. And yes, folks, our entire government full bore on the white supremacy again, not trying to hide it. But, you know, I guess same as it ever was, folks. I guess maybe it's better they're not trying to hide it anymore. They're just being open with it. Maybe that's better. Maybe more people will be less likely to be fooled by it. I don't know. But it sure is an embarrassing shit show, and that is my Chud Watch for tonight. And folks, please forgive me for my very quick commercial. Shut up, Dusty! Oh, it's already muted. If you click on the More button, it pops down. The very first button is to my patron. Could you find it in your heart, your brain, your soul to become a patron? I would very much appreciate it. Not only does it help me keep the lights on and support the show, but also you get tickets to the after party and all the after parties. Tonight we got a pretty big after party. It starts right here, and it goes all the way down to here. So if you like what I do, please consider chipping in with whatever you can afford to, and help me get the lights on. I definitely don't make a lot of money doing this. I'm just barely getting by. So if you like the art, please support it so I don't disappear. And thank you in advance. And all right, let's read the super chatty chats. First off, Probably Rebecca Poise. She's usually first off. And yeah, as always, Rebecca Poise, superhero of the show. Had no idea I could load 2 people I have never met. Excellent thumbnail, man. I'm capable of hating so many people I've never met. It's insane, really. Most of them, if you want to be honest with me. And thank you, Rebecca. Hero. Look forward to hanging out tomorrow. Everybody loved Rebecca. And Hell Satan says the left to chat. What's up? 666. Hell Satan back to you, the left. Sharon Pate. $5. Love your videos, Dusty. Love you, Sharon Pate. You rock. Appreciate you. And PJ D. Ford. $50. You didn't say nothing, but I'm still going to read you section. PJ D. Ford. Hells yeah. I would drive that car all day long, baby. Get in my mouth. 2-4. Love you, PJ. Everybody love. That's very generous. Thank you for keeping me in business, PJ. 10 tickets from Veldrin. Fuck yeah. God damn it. Crash. Boom. Bang. Why would it not crash? It's exactly what I wanted to happen. All right. Scroll. Thank you again, PJ. 10. Got them 10 tickets from Veldrin. Hell yeah. That's the way to do it. If you got your ticket, you give Veldrin your love right now. Do it. And show up at tonight's after party. And hey, if you want your chance to win a free ticket to the after party, we're giving them away. I'm not. They are. They're giving away to you guys, but you got to be here live for your chance to randomly win a free ticket to all the after parties. So be sure to tune in every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 8 p.m. Central, 9 Eastern, and these heroes might give you a ticket. And if you got it, show up at tonight's after party and give Veldrin your love. Green Jeans and Dollars. What up, Green? Good to see you tonight. Appreciate you. I'm sorry. What? $20 as a fellow Southerner raised in the church who is now a leftist. Progressive Hooness. I can't tell you how much I appreciate your voice in these crazy times. You help me feel sane and sane. Much love to you, Dusty. Hey, I really appreciate you supporting the show. It's heroes like you that allow me to keep doing this. I wouldn't be able to help anybody if it wasn't for you. So pat yourself on the back. I'm sorry. What? The Salad Cremator, $20. Hey, Dusty. Hey, Salad. I became a U.S. citizen today. Fuck yeah! Congratulations. Originally from the U.K. Love the show. Keep fighting the good fight. You are an inspiration. You are. You probably know more about this country than I do. Get some high-grade catnip for yourself. Hell yeah. Well, you guys got to send that to me. I will buy catnip for them, though. But I can't buy weed because I will get killed. Get some and the kitties. Fuck yeah. I'll scratch this cat's ass right now just for you, Salad. Smokey Stew, $10. Love Dusty in this community. Hey, the community loves you, Smokey. Love the Smokey. MW, $20. It's so wild seeing grown-ass politicians and the U.S. federal government say doish like it's not ridiculous. I'm so upset I'm going to give my money to Dusty. Fuck yeah, that's the way to do it. Everybody should be as upset as you, MW. Thanks for being one of the good ones. Agent Orange, hero, $15. The MAGA bots are out in force tonight. Yeah, I'm not shocked. They got to do something. There's really so few shows like this that are actually fighting back or doing anything now that I'm surprised there's not more of them. I should be even bigger fucking target. So give the Orange Kitty some love. All right, boom. There you go. Love from you, Agent Orange. Takes one to know one, Orange. Appreciate you. And one ticket from Jason Ashby. Thank you, Jason. You rock as usual. And another ticket. Hell yeah. Two from Jason Ashby. Thank you, Jason. And Seth Mage, Avenglair. $10. Hey, man. Planetarium director for the largest planetarium in Texas. What? I love looking planetariums. I restream you, but no one watch. But I try to get you out there to any random person. Love you. Here's $10. Hey, all you can do is what you can do. I'll try to get myself out there too, and it's very difficult. So I don't blame you for not having success. But hey, I appreciate the effort. Thank you, Santha. Haley D. Love you, Haley. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. You rock. And one more, five, got a 5 tickets from Veggie Out Girl. If you got it, love to Veggie Out Girl. And be sure to check the community section of YouTube for your ticket to the after party. Coming up directly after this show tonight. But still plenty of time to get your super chats in if you want to. Going to read all the rest of them at the end of the show. But for now, let's move along. It's time for a trash world / religious bullshit combo, y'all. Trash world, it's a trash world, it's a dumpster fire, and it's hellish a trash world. A trash world, everything sucks all of the goddamn time in the trash world. And at least I guess only good news is they're not pretending they give a shit anymore. a series of these. First off, Google removes Pride Month from the Google Calendar. They also removed Black History Month and a bunch of other stuff too. So Holocaust Remembrance Day, Jewish heritage, Hispanic heritage, removed all kinds of stuff. So not surprising to see. I guess they're scared Donald Trump is going to be mad at them, use the lawfare against them, turn the Justice Department on them, break up their monopolies. So whatever they can do to lick those orange nuts, whoever they have to throw under the bus to do it, they don't care about the rest of us. They don't fucking give a shit about the normal people. All of it. Money, money, money. You're all a dollar sign. So I guess good. Not even trying to hide anymore. And then Starbucks also being sued by Missouri prosecutors over DEI practices because I guess the prosecutors have nothing better to do. This is just them pretending like they're doing shit instead of actually going after real criminals, real people who are defrauding their consumers. Missouri prosecutors say Starbucks DEI practices are raising prices and slowing services. Oh my God, you hired too many blacks and gays. So slow, the blacks and gays. Just nothing makes any fucking sense anymore. So goddamn stupid. I got a booger in my nose. Fucking booger in my nose. No! Fucking booger. And over on PBS, they have ended their diversity efforts amid funding threats. They've all been threatened now, folks. The very lowest effort we could do was these DEI initiatives where we try to give a hand up to black folks. It's mainly benefiting white women, though. But no more, folks. Even PBS have to cave to the threats, afraid they're going to have their funding pulled. And oh yeah, this meme spread all over the goddamn blogosphere. Saw this on a whole bunch of right-wingers' timelines. And a booger swole. Yeah, fuck that booger. Kill it. First, this I guess this lady boxing. I assume this is supposed to be a trans woman. It's ma'am, and she gets punched in the face, and then suddenly Donald Trump, the hero he is, you're done with glowing guns. Finally, someone is protecting the women. But look, libertarians, I don't even understand this argument. Okay, let me break this down for you. If a woman decides that she wants to fight a trans woman, what business is it of yours to tell her she can't do it? If a fighting organization wants to put on a trans woman versus a cis woman, what business is it of yours to tell that private organization they cannot do something? I'm a real freedom lover. You can watch these videos from Russia where they'll have like 3 guys take on one big guy, 3 little guys take on one big guy. They'll have 3 women take on a guy. They'll have a fat guy fight a skinny guy. They'll have a giant fight a guy that weighs 110 pounds. I don't give a fuck. Long as everybody is consenting adults, they all agree to it. The promotion agrees to it. Who gives a shit? Let people do whatever they want to do. So you're really saying that you believe that you know better than these women than they do, and that you should have a right to tell them what they can do with their own fucking body. That's a slippery ass slope for you small government people. But even if you agree that under no circumstances should a trans woman fight a cis woman, you have the right to tell women what they can do with their body. You have a right to tell private organizations what they can do. Still, this is not an issue. There are so few actual trans athletes. They're using this stupid bullshit to distract you and getting you to vote against your own best interest. Please wake up, you fucking morons. Just so dumb. And then in this nightmare in which we find ourselves, zombies roll us. Here's turtle-ass Mitch McConnell in a wheelchair after falling down twice last week.
How are you feeling, Leader McConnell?
Bad. He's feeling bad. He's literally don't know where the fuck he is. This is how our government works. They push these geriatric zombies who have no clue where they fucking are around and tell them what to vote for.
How are you feeling, Leader McConnell?
And these corpses rule us, y'all. And then, in Nazi news, apparently Shopify has removed Kanye West's website Remember I showed you guys the last show that he had a Super Bowl commercial that he paid for, probably paid a couple $1 million for, and told people to go to Yeezy.com, and when they went there was only one page and only one product, and it was a shirt with a swastika on it. And so Shopify, who I guess is the one that ran his store, took the store down, but they said they didn't take it down because of the swastika shirt. They took it down because they didn't believe he was trying to sell those shirts in good faith. They thought it was too ripe for fraud, so they took it down fearing fraud. They should have just kept their mouth shut about that and said it was because of the swastika, but whatever. And this article says Kanye West is being sued by a former Jewish staffer who says he fired her after calling her ugly and texting "Hail Hitler." What? Kanye did that? Are you sure? That doesn't sound like Kanye. Oh, well, I guess if you... Of course he did that. What the fuck? Why are you working for Kanye? I'm just saying that's a little bit on you at this point. And then also apparently last on the trash part, his talent agency dropped him after his crazy anti-Semitic rants and selling his Nazi shirt. Effective immediately, they're bailing on him. So yeah, you're just now doing it. You just now realized Kanye West was a Nazi, an edgelord. Seems like it just started hitting your bottom line a little bit to me. And they had a couple on religious bullshit. First off, I've been avoiding all the child molestation, but let me tell you, I've seen about 10 of them since the last show. 10 youth pastors and priests getting arrested for lots of child porn. I'm not covering that anymore. But hey, South Carolina Christian school staff charged with child abuse. They charged basically the whole fucking school with beating kids, abusing them, and covering it goddamn up. And I got to say, at least they didn't molest them. I'm just impressed they didn't rape no kids, y'all. It's a low bar. I admit it. And then last but not least on the religious bullshit, you guys hear this crazy ass story? I'm just going to play you the goddamn video of it.
Faces a judge charged with trying to kill his family. Good evening, everybody. I'm Chris Kessler.
Youth pastor.
I'm Bribery, and for Lara, Matthew Richards is facing attempted murder charges. Police say he attacked his wife and 5 kids, then tried to set their Shawnee house on fire. Richards was a children's pastor at Crossroads Christian Church.
Investigative reporter Matt Fleener shares what the prosecutor and a victim's advocate are saying today.
Chris and Bria, we also heard from Crossroads Christian Church, who said they're shocked, sickened, and saddened by what happened as the prosecutor considers what's next.
These are always tragic situations.
A tragedy in the Shawnee neighborhood Saturday morning. 41-year-old Matt Richards now charged with 5 counts of attempted murder, along with 1 count of first-degree arson. Police say he stabbed his children and wife, then set his home on fire.
Anytime that you're dealing with child victims, it's especially hard on first responders as well as our office dealing with those situations.
Johnson County DA Steve Howe could not comment on the motive, but says domestic violence agencies are now helping his office with the case.
It doesn't only affect the direct victims, but also the community.
KMBC also spoke with a victim advocate from Wyandotte County. She's not involved in the case, but shared how victim advocates help families in these situations.
And just being there for them. I'm not worried about anything else happening as far as the investigation.
I mean, imagine the trauma of it. So here's what happened, basically. He was lying about their finances, and they were being evicted that day, and he didn't tell anybody. So I guess this fucking piece of shit, since everything revolves around him, this selfish narcissist, decided that he couldn't take his family being ashamed of him. So it was better for him to kill them. So he went and he stabbed all 5 members of his family and then set fire to their house. Luckily, they all fucking lived.
The evidence, the statements, I'm just there to be with the family.
The prosecutor now considering evidence from the scene and the next steps.
Our main goal at this point is to get that family stabilized and also down the road provide justice for them and the community.
Richards faces 14 to more than 50 years on each attempted murder count, Chris.
All right. Crazy as shit, though. It's a lot of men are, though. It's all about them and their own ego, and they can't stand the thought of somebody being disappointed in them, being a letdown. So, I got to kill you, I guess. I'm more comforted by the thought of you being dead than disappointed in me. Psycho shit. And all right, that is my trash world religious bullshit for tonight. Luckily, he's a shitty murderer. Yeah, I probably got cold feet Probably hearing them screaming shit. But he did stab a bunch of them, so. Crazy, crazy shit. All right, folks, we're along. Still got plenty of show. We're going to do a decent size and depressing Free Palestine coming up. And then pretty good Beyond Parody. And I got a couple of heroes. Got some big heroes tonight. You're going to enjoy it. But for now, time to get super fucking depressed with this very, very appropriate song. Somewhere. Here we go.
Free Palestine. Zionists can lick my balls.
And man, some of the craziest, most depressing footage you'll ever see, folks. So the Palestinians, some of them are going back to their homes, and look at this shit. If you want to know why you can't have universal health care, why you can't afford your health care, why you can't afford to have a home, why you can't afford to have and raise children, why children are going hungry in this fucking country, why we have a homeless problem, the likes of which we never had in this country. This is why, folks. They took all your money and they use it to genocide these people and ethically cleanse them, to destroy everything they have, to tear all this shit down so they can steal their land and Donald Trump could claim it, and then they could build oceanfront condos. This is why, folks. And it wasn't just you they stole this money from. We're $35 trillion in debt. They stole the money from your grandkids, from your children, from your children's children's children. For generations to fucking come, they stole the money and did this with it. This is who we are as a people, y'all. Yesterday, Trump was out there saying that we were going to buy Gaza, because we have the right to do that. We could just fucking buy it, y'all.
Back on Gaza, the White House press secretary told us last week that you're committed to rebuilding Gaza. Steve Witkoff said that process would take 10 to 15 years. Does your commitment to rebuilding Gaza extend beyond your time in office?
I'm committed to buying and owning Gaza. As far as us rebuilding it, we may give it to other states in the Middle East to build sections of it. Other people may do it through our auspices.
This is him trying to whitewash genocide. Yeah, we're just going to buy Gaza. We're just going to buy it. Let other people develop it. Sure we are. And then the next day, folks, apparently, he has changed his mind. We're not going to buy it. We're just going to fucking take it. We're not going to pay those people for their fucking land. We murdered them fair and fucking square. It's ours now. Might makes right.
I really think we're making some very good progress.
Mr. President, you've said before that the U.S. would buy Gaza, and today you just said we're not going to buy Gaza.
We're not going to have to buy. We're going to have Gaza. We don't have to buy. There's nothing to buy. We will have Gaza.
What is that?
There's no reason to buy. There is nothing to buy. It's Gaza. It's a war-torn area. We're going to take it. We're going to hold it. We're going to cherish it. We're going to get it going eventually where a lot of...
It's ours now. We're going to take it. We're going to cherish it. Don't even have to pay anybody. Just, okay. All right, cool. We are the most evil country on earth right now. Sorry. Even more than the Muslim ones. Sorry. Sorry if you don't agree. You're wrong. Ask him again, folks.
We're not going to buy anything. We're going to have it, and we're going to keep it, and we're going to make sure that there's going to be peace, and there's not going to be any problem, and nobody's going to question it, and we're going to...
Nobody's going to question it, or else we can just do whatever we want to. We're just going to take it, and there's going to be all kinds of peace. Going to take American soldiers to die for Israel. It's going to be sweet, y'all.
Run it very properly, and eventually we'll have economic development at a very large scale, maybe the largest scale on that site. And we'll have lots of good things built there, including hotels and office buildings and housing and other things.
Man, I would not go there if you fucking paid me. Going to be terrorism all over that goddamn place. Then they asked him, hey, there's going to be many Palestinians who are going to want to go back to their homes. Of course, that's where they're used to being. That's where their entire families have lived for generation of generation of generation. That's their fucking home. They're clearly going to want to go back to their home that they have ties to. What about that?
But the only thing I can say is this is going to bring stability and peace to the Middle East. And ultimately, when it's developed, which will be in quite a while from now, because we want to let things calm down. But when it's developed, it's going to bring tremendous numbers of jobs to the Middle East.
Hey, we genocided them. We ethnically cleansed them. But think of the jobs, y'all.
The people of your country.
What if it does not bring peace to the Middle East? There are many Palestinians, even though you say that everything is going to be beautiful, everything is going to be lovely, they're not going to want to go back. There are going to be people who want to go back and feel like that it is their right to do that. You haven't said, will there be any type of repercussions or anything that happens?
We don't think that's going to happen. We think people are going to be very happy, thrilled. A lot of those people that you're talking about are going to end up maybe living there and maybe working there, but it'll be in a different form.
Yeah, we're going to let a few of them be like slave labor, but the rest of them, nah, they're not going to live there. Just trust me, bro. Even asked them again, are you going to force them to leave?
That rule those countries with big hearts, and this gentleman is at the top of the list.
And if they don't want to leave, how are you going to force them, Mr. President?
Oh, they're going to be great. They're going to be very happy.
Nah, just believe me. Just believe me. They're going to leave. Trust me. They're going to fucking leave. Yeah. You're going to ethnically cleanse them even more. I'll read you loud and clear. They even asked him, folks, hey, isn't this ethnic cleansing?
Nobody wants to stay there. They're living in hell. It's a death trap.
Why?
Mr. President, how do you know that the Palestinians don't want to leave their land? Some people say this is ethnic cleansing. You won't be able to force them to leave their land. They stay
We're moving
there.
them to a beautiful location where they have new homes, where they can live safely, where they'll have doctors and medical and all of those things, and I think it's going to be great. Yeah, any questions?
Any other questions? Somebody else, please ask me a question that's not about us genociding the Palestinian people. But yep, they're going to do it, folks. They've already done it. It's exactly what I told you on fucking day one. No one's going to stop them. They are going to do it. It is happening. Under what authority are you going to do all this, Trump? Who is giving you the authority to take their fucking land? Just steal their fucking land and ethnically cleanse them? Who?
States was something that we're going to talk about later to discuss all these options.
And Mr. President, take it under what authority? It is sovereign territory.
Under the U.S. authority.
Mr. President,
under the U.S. authority. We have the right to do whatever we want to, baby. We'll take your shit and you'll love it. We'll fucking ethnically cleanse all of you. So, folks, when there's other terrorist attacks in this country, when another 9/11 happens, and it will, they're going to tell you they hate us because of our freedom. Nope. This is why they hate us, folks. This is why they did 9/11 to fucking begin with. This is what they said. They don't hate us because of our freedom. They hate us because of the child murders. So prepare to die for Trump. Prepare to die for Israel. A lot of people are going to. Then they got his spokespeople out there, folks, and holy God.
The king would much prefer that the Palestinians stay.
So he's talking about the king sitting next to the king of Jordan, who was sitting next to him the whole time. And they're basically saying you can't ethnically cleanse and kick the Palestinian people off their land. But basically they're saying, no, we're going to. You guys are going to let us fucking do it. You're not going to do anything about it. And here is her commenting on it.
The king would much prefer that the Palestinians stay in place, with the additional land to be used for new development, which would greatly create jobs at levels never seen before. But the president feels it would be much better and more majestic if these Palestinians could be moved to safer areas.
Yeah, the president thinks it's more majestic if we ethnically cleanse them and steal their land. Think of all the majesty of the ethnic cleansing. Fuck what the king of Jordan says. Think of the majesty, y'all. Just, oh, crazy. The word uses, too, is weird as fuck. And, folks, Trump even losing Nazi-ass Sean Strickland. So Sean Strickland's one of the worst of the fucking worst. One of the dumbest, most vile, racist, misogynistic, transphobe. Guy that gets punched in the head for a living, and it shows. Literally has walking CTE. Even these Nazis are starting to question Trump, folks. Sean Strickland, man, if Trump keeps this BS up, I'm going to start waving a Palestinian flag. American cities are shitholes, and you want to go spend billions on this dumpster fire? Did we make a mistake? This ain't America first. God damn it, shut the fuck up. Like I say, folks, if you voted for Trump, Shut up! Quiet now. Your opinion does not matter anymore. Go in the corner. Hush up. Now, you can live your whole life. Fine. I'm not saying kill yourself. Live your whole life. Die of old age. But nobody should have to hear from you anymore. You've lost your privileges. Shut the fuck up, Sean. And nobody, folks, nobody on American television speaks in a more racist, genocidal, and Nazi way about Palestinians than Jesse Waters. Holy God. This is straight up Nazi shit.
But this population in Palestine is hostile. It's uneducated. It's even more radicalized than they were at the beginning of this. I mean, now they have no homes at all.
Yeah,
they're even more hateful of the Israelis.
Yeah, why? Why would they be more hateful? Just because Israel killed all their children and stole their homes and blew them up and blew their universities up and their hospitals. Why would they hate them?
And their birth rate is explosive. The average Palestinian woman has 5.5 babies. The average Israeli woman has only 2.5 babies. So demographically, they're a threat. Not to mention the national security threat.
They're literally selling genocide and ethnic cleansing on America's largest cable news network. Just fucking crazy. But at least some of those people on Fox News trying to fight back. Although this is frustrating because Jennings, this dickhead Jennings, they literally let this guy on there so he can lie live on air so that then they can refute his lies. But why have him on there to begin with when you know he's specifically on there so you guys can slap down his lies? You're still letting him lie on your fucking platform knowing that he's there specifically to do that. So fuck CNN, but I guess at least they're pushing back a little bit, some of them.
Yeah, a couple things. Number one, the reason we're here with this hostage situation this weekend is because Hamas decided to stop participating in the deal that was brokered as Donald Trump was coming into office.
Actually, the Israeli newspapers today says that Israel violated the ceasefire.
I know what your position is. I know what your position is.
It's not my position. It's the Israeli newspaper and the New York Times and Israeli politicians.
But our ally is Israel, and you can't trust Hamas any farther.
Our allies.
All he's going to do is talk over you, so why even let him fucking on there? It doesn't make any... I mean, I know why they do it, but...
Violated the ceasefire.
And who started it in the beginning?
Who started it? Oh my God, Hamas started it. Israel has always existed. Hamas just try to steal their land from them. Just fuck everything about this country. Fuck CNN. And that is my Free Palestine for tonight. Why even platform psychopaths like that? I guess because it makes good TV for them. Makes me hate them and not want to watch it though. This is why I don't watch CNN. Don't blame ya. Don't watch that fucking crap. And all right, we're along, folks. Got a Beyond Parody, followed by a few heroes tonight. So get your super chats in. Last chance. But for now, Beyond Parody. And first off, on Beyond Parody, super alpha male Joe Piscopoop. Remember this guy? He was like on SNL back in the 80s. Now he looks like a catcher's mitt with this incredibly horrible toupee. Dude, why do old men dye their hair black? It makes you look older, really, to be honest with you. It makes you look older. But anyway, he was on Fox News because they have the top tier entertainers on there. Quality shit. And this is the kind of programming they're putting on.
All right, it's time for another pop culture roundup. And today we have the best pop culture guy here.
Oh, yeah.
Actor Joe Piscopo.
The best pop culture guy. Isn't he so hip and fresh right now? Who better to talk about pop culture than Joe Piscopo from the 80s?
Oh, thanks for coming here, Joe.
Great to see you always.
Well, you know it's Super Bowl Sunday. And I have some good news. The age of woke Super Bowl ads are over.
Yay! Finally, folks, no more woke ads. Finally, they brought back sex in this country. I can't believe that sex and sexiness and sexually provocative commercials were gone for so long, and now they're back. Isn't that the reality we live in?
Come to an end. We've got fast food chain Carl's Jr. back After, I think it was 2011, they stopped doing these sexy ads.
Yeah.
They're back. What do you think?
I think it's the Trump effect. I really do.
I really
There's
do.
masculinity back in America, and we're not afraid to be alpha males anymore.
Yeah.
Yay! We're not afraid to be alpha males anymore. Motherfucker, if you were ever afraid to be an alpha male, you weren't an alpha male. Okay, no alpha male is afraid to be an alpha male. What the fuck? Also, no alpha male has ever said, I'm an alpha male. So there's that. And thirdly, you definitely ain't no alpha male, Grandpa.
Came up, look at my red, white, and blue tie, Super Bowl Sunday. Came dressed, I'm telling you,
God.
Antonio Banderas, this is fantastic. And it's a great sign for things to come.
A little
It really
something
is.
for the ladies, too.
Yeah.
All right, so those
Good God, this country's so fucking stupid. And that'll be on parody. Oh, yeah, I love it. John Volt did another video where he fluffed Elon Musk. And one of the things he said on there was, Elon Musk is a man of truth, a man of dignity. And while he was calling Elon Musk a man of dignity, Elon Musk was busy changing his name on Twitter to Hairy Balls. Yes, because the people that rule us have the minds of 8-year-olds, folks. We are literally ruled by fucking children. Aren't they so classy? Elon Musk, hairy balls, and he's such a man of dignity. You can't get any more dignified than hairy balls. You can't make this shit up, folks. It's so dumb. It's so dumb, it's almost boring, really, to be honest with you. And the winning never ends, folks. First off, apparently Kendrick Lamar breaks the record for rappers with the most Spotify monthly listeners ever. 88.8 million Spotify listeners, folks. Most of any rapper of all time. Then to follow that up, apparently, the final ratings are out for the Super Bowl, and Kendrick Lamar's Super Bowl halftime show shatters the records with 133.5 million viewers. The most watched halftime show ever. Apparently, Kendrick Lamar's Super Bowl show was America's most watched event since the moon landing. The fucking moon landing. So a huge hit. A ratings bonanza. Or, if you're racist ass, out of touch Newsmax.
And we'll go to Rob Schmidt tonight. Last night's blowout Super Bowl was more of a cultural spectacle than it was an athletic one. The game ended up being a clash between America's fading woke culture and a return to normalcy that Americans have been begging for since the plague of wokeness arrived. But woke, of course, is a hard stain to remove. Last night, the NFL gave us unquestionably the worst halftime show we have ever seen.
Worst.
A tiny rapper in bell bottoms who 98% of the country has never heard of.
Who is he?
Was allowed to play most of his largely unknown catalog for 20 grueling minutes in front of the entire world. The whole world just sat and wondered why they were watching this.
They were singing along.
Who is this? Everybody asked. No matter where you were. Nobody had a clue what this was, except maybe 0.5% of the people in this country alone. And for a league so obsessed with diversity as the NFL is, maybe you noticed last night's halftime show was the first ever that we can recall that was fully monochromatic as far as...
They want DEI now. They want DEI for white people. You guys said it was dead. Now you're complaining that DEI is dead? Shut the fuck up.
Race. In true woke fashion, this was done with no apologies whatsoever. American culture used to not allow such gratuitous racism. Now it applauds it.
Oh, shit.
It did. This is thankfully ending.
Over.
For the last several
No more black
years,
folks.
this has been applauded by the dumbest people in our society. Moments like this.
Yep. Say more, folks. This was not a good quality recording, but the hilariousness, considering it's the most watched program of all fucking time, of a guy who won 5 Grammys, I think, for this fucking song. The most listened to song of 2024 with the most listened to video of 2024. The runaway fucking hit. No irony whatsoever. The racist said this.
The vast, overwhelming majority of people in this country and around the world hated this show. Most had never heard any of these songs. had no clue who Kendrick Lamar even is. It was the worst halftime in history. It was horrific. Last night gave us the absolute pinnacle of American white guilt. That's what the NFL provided to the viewing audience. A league controlled by spineless men, all walking on eggshells, performing suicidal levels of corporate capitulation to the woke mob. And again, this was all signed and agreed to 2 months before this last election.
Biden. Trump would have never allowed the Super Bowl to have whatever they wanted to on there, folks.
Let's not just have a rapper, they said. Let's have an obscure rapper
Obscure.
that nobody's ever heard.
No one's heard of him.
The woke Olympics happening
Fucking
in the NFL.
wokesters.
And then they got in too deep. And then everything changed in November. They couldn't change back. The contract had been signed.
Yeah, I can't believe they hired Kendrick Lamar, the biggest star of 2024, to be on there. Crazy wokesters! Just good God, it's so stupid. And then, folks, the cult of Elon Musk is just as weird as the cult of Donald Trump. This dude literally driving a Cybertruck. The Cybertruck, because it drives itself, sort of, steered off and hit the fucking lamp pole. The guy literally thanked Elon Musk because his car slammed into a pole without his permission. So, my Tesla Cybertruck crashed into a curb and then a light post on 13.2.4. That's the self-driving software. Thank you, Tesla, for engineering the best passive safety in the world. Yeah, hey, the autopilot drove into a lamppost. Thank you, Elon Musk. This is great. Just holy shit, you can't make this fucking up. Talk about bootlickers. And then, folks, did you hear the news? Apparently, Lauren Boebert and Kid Rock are hooking up. Yay! I'll never sleep again. Apparently, they're caught getting in a cab together at 2:30 a.m. in the morning. And I gotta ship it. They seem like a good couple to me, folks. I know what you're thinking. I'm thinking, oh my God. I wish there was some kind of video of thirsty-ass Lauren Boebert trying to get into those skinny jeans of old-ass Rock. Well, the universe has heard your prayer. I give you Lauren Boebert trying to get that Kid Rock dick. So here we are that night. Kid Rock. There she is. She dead. Look. She doing a little mating dance for him. Ooh, Kid Rock. I want that dick. Yeah. And he's getting all into it. And he's like, oh, you're a little old for me. You know, I'm the guy that sings about statutory rape. And then she's like, well, just pretend I'm 3 different girls all the same age. And he's like, I'm into that, baby. Hell yeah. And so he just pretended like she was like 3 12-year-olds. And it adds up. So, and then I guess they fucked. That's what I'm getting from this. And yay, I'm sure it smelled great. Those two, classy as shit, America. And last but not least, on Beyond Parody. Folks, I've been around a lot of fucked up bitches in my life. And you guys know me. I done every drug known to man. And I'm telling you from goddamn experience, these robot women from CES are high on drugs.
Yes, but you know, we do have.
She fucked up! What are they giving to the sex bots? Even the sex bots gotta be on drugs. Look at this one over here! This one high as shit, y'all! I immediately demand drug test for the sex bots. Why do you have to drug up the sex bots when they have sex with me? Even they find it disgusting? That's a little disappointing. Somebody needs some Narcanon. I don't abide. And that is my Beyond Parody for this evening. Hells yeah. Just think about that. You guys gonna fuck these drugged up sex robots? Just turns me off, all right? Just turns me off. I need my sex robot to be sober before I fuck it. And, I guess sex robots do like to get high, too. I guess I don't blame them. I guess if I was a sex robot, I would want to be high before the fat, sweaty losers inseminated me. And, all right, Miralophos, last chance to get your super chats in. We're going to do a big after party and a kiddie party coming right up. And maybe overtime. If we have time for overtime, we might get overtime. But for now, sing along if you know the words. We could be heroes. Woo. And you guys know who is based as fuck right now? Bill Burr. Bill Burr! Sound like he watching my goddamn show. I'm sure he is. What's up, Bill Burr? Anyway, one of the few celebrities out there telling the truth about the current oligarchy and what needs to be done. I'm glad he's able to say this because I would get in trouble if I said this. You go, boy.
The people that are struggling out there because of these f***ing billionaires, and they got us all arguing liberal and conservative. We got to stop doing that. Like, I am so tired of hearing about people going to bed worried about what's going to happen next week. There is so much f***ing money in this country, and there's so much work being done, you know. And if you work a full fucking week at a job, you should be able to pay your fucking rent. You shouldn't have to go out and get a fucking job and still be struggling. It's bad for the country because then the kids don't see their parents and they're not getting the upbringing that they need. It's so fucking, these fucking billionaires, they need to be put down, you know, like fucking rabid dogs. They're like rabid with fucking greed and just going out and just dividing everybody.
You tell them, Bill fucking preach. Surprise parties. Surprise parties. They love those surprise parties, y'all. All I know is somebody's got to stop them before they kill us all. And next up, superhero Greta Thunberg. Love me some Greta Thunberg. And people have started to notice, hey, remember when Greta Thunberg used to be in the news all the fucking time when she was speaking out against climate change? And now suddenly it's crickets with the mainstream media. Suddenly she's not in the spotlight anymore. They never mention her. I wonder what Mehdi Hassan is going to tease this out for us.
I noticed a lot of people on social media, and I don't know if you agree with this or not, Greta. A lot of people pointing out that supporters of yours, obviously you have a lot of haters, but people who like you have been pointing out that when you were talking about climate change and when you were a kid in school protesting, you were on the front pages of all the newspapers. You got the big celebrity interviews. You were on prime time. You were at the UN. Everyone has followed every one of your words. You were huge. You're a household name. My kids know you. Everyone knows you. As soon as you start talking about Gaza, you're erased. No one really talks. You've been arrested several times last year, not just for climate protests, but for Gaza protests. Hasn't had much coverage in the US media. There hasn't been the same sympathy for you, support for you, platforming of you, I noticed, since you spoke out on Gaza. Have you felt that?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, of course.
Of course, it's, first of all, I'm not an activist to get attention and like to be popular. If you are a climate activist or any kind of activist and you are not being criticized for being too radical, then I think you should check if you're actually being morally consistent.
Hell yeah.
But of course, it's much more convenient for people to have a little kid saying, let's save the planet, let's save the environment. Most people can get behind that statement. But of course, people were criticizing the hell of me before that even as well. But it's much less comfortable and much less something you can get behind and much less something that media wants to report about when it's us saying, we have actually grown up now, we have to crush the imperialist capitalist system completely. And of course, that's not something people want to get behind.
Certainly not corporate-owned media.
True story. You go, Greta. Hero shit. Good to see you. Welcome to the heroes. And last but not least, I don't know if you guys saw this one. About to finish off on a big, huge note. So you guys know about my everlasting love for Macklemore? For those of you just tuning into the show, usually when I mention Macklemore, it's because I'm drunk. It's like an inside joke. If you ever hear me talk about Macklemore on my social media, it's because I'm drunk. I only listen to Macklemore when I'm drunk. And then for some reason, I fucking love Macklemore. And I have to tell everybody how much I love Macklemore when I'm drinking. So everybody's like, you're drunk, are you? Yes, I'm drunk. But not right now. Macklemore just released a new pro-Palestinian song, y'all. And it's not only is it good, but it really, really hits home. Hopefully, they will not copyright me for playing this because everybody needs to see it. I want to spread this message. It needs to be fucking spread. I give you Macklemore's new song, Fucked Up.
Yeah. Stand for something to fall for anything. I'm sick. But it's game time. The world's on fire, we don't own no water, y'all. It may tire for a couple dollars, y'all. No era usher, but white supremacy is still in charge. Talking colonizing Gaza from the White House lawn. But the people mobbing, and we ain't backing off. Finally see the oligarchy and men that control us all. Tax breaks for the elite, and then they taxing y'all. Killing Palestinian kids, and we getting hit with the cost. Why the fuck you think you can't afford the rent in your building, and you can't afford groceries and debt in your feelings, and you know how the West thinks. It's all about the West Banks. Call a ceasefire, then start annexing the West Bank. How you think Israel gets money for the best tanks, and Netanyahu loves Trump? He's like, yeah, thanks. That's your money, and yes, it's all connected, and they controlling your feed. The information that they censor, blocking hashtags. Can't say free Palestine.
I don't know, this version of the song doesn't sound very good to me. Let's see if there's a better fucking version real quick. Sounds like it's, to Macklemore Fucked Up. Only got 15 views in the last. Let's see if this version sounds better. This is the official version.
Yeah.
That sounds better.
Stand for something to fall for anything. I'm sick. Rent in your building, and you can't afford groceries and debt in your feelings, and you know how the West thinks. It's all about the West Banks. Call a ceasefire, then start annexing the West Bank. How you think Israel gets money for the best tanks, and Netanyahu loves Trump? He's like, yeah, thanks. That's your money, and yes, it's all connected, and they controlling your feed. The information that they censor, blocking hashtags. Can't say free Palestine. This 2 weeks in, think where we'll be around July. But you know us Americans, out of sight, out of mind, and they know it too. That's why they running game on our lives. But they got me fucked up. They got me fucked up. They got me fucked up. And Elon, we know exactly what that was, bro. They got us fucked up. They got us fucked up. They got us fucked up. And Elon, we know exactly what that was, bro.
Hell yeah, so go give Macklemore your view. Go look at Fucked Up. Only 70,000 views in 20 hours. That's criminally low. But thank you, hero, for doing what you do and use your talent. Try to make the world a better place. That's what a real hero does. And folks, that's my time. We're going to do a kitty party coming up. But if you bail out, please hit the like button. And if you're watching on the replay, please leave a comment. Just hit the reply button and leave something. It helps the algorithm. But most importantly, please consider signing up for my Patreon. I need you guys' help. I can't do this without you guys. I only make money from my Patreon and through the super chats. I don't sell nothing. I don't con nobody. I'm one of the few in the business doing this. So if you like it, chip in while you can, please. And all right, let's go ahead. And I guess I'll just play God is Dead in the background while we do a little kitty party. Fuck yes, an original song by Dusty Smith, available on my YouTube. And it's on Patreon, too. Not Patreon, it's on Spotify. Oh, yeah, all right. Let's do it, folks. Folks, we got an after party coming up. Get your ticket if you don't already have one. Still plenty of time. The rest of you, I'll be back Friday, maybe. We'll see what happens. I might take Friday off, y'all. I don't know. We're going to see. If a lot of shit happens, I'll probably come back. If not, we'll see. But just assume I'm going to be back Friday. That's the plan. Got the usual. All right. Oh, Miss Piper, a lot nicer to me now. She's in heat, so she let me pet her more. Not running away. User creator not, folks. Thanks for joining me. I love the shit out of you motherfuckers. I'll be back probably Friday. Dash tomorrow. You guys do something nice out there and think about me. Love you guys. Good night. After party coming up. Stay tuned. Oh, I forgot 3 super chats. Shit. Thank you for reminding me. Duh. You got one job, Dusty. One job. What the fuck? Smoky Stew. Welcome to Dust Buddies. Fuck yeah, that's the way to do it. Suns Fever 83. Welcome to Dust Buddies. Fuck yeah, you rock, Suns 3. Appreciate you. Sith Evergreen. Welcome to Dusty. All of you, welcome. Spam that chat with impunity. Agent Orange, $1. Trump brings masculinity back. I know Trump's so masculine, isn't he? Alpha Specimen. The guy who cries about how unfair everyone treats him every chance he gets. The guy who sued a guy for a joke. Yes. But nothing made sense with the conservatives. Everything they say is bullshit. Hey, from South Dakota. What up? Long-time listener. First-time writer inner. What's up, Mike? Swaggering Cat. What up, Swaggering? The Pharaohs in their regards. As always, scritches to the Swaggering Cat. What happened to my thing? What the fuck? Did you guys step on my shit? All right, it was all dark for a second there. Don't know. What up, Swagger? Good to see you tonight. Thank you, as always, for your generosity. You rock. I name you. I name you. Get to 1, 2. Fuck yeah. Thank you. I name you. Robert Draper gets to 5. That's the way to do it. Hero. Everybody loved the Robert Draper. If you got one, show up and give Robert Draper, Veggie Alker, who gave 5. Fuck yeah, you guys are awesome. I name you, and all of them, give them your credit. Appreciate you guys. And is that it? Yep, that's it, folks. Fuck yes. Hey, I'll be back Friday. Have a good one out there. Sith Mage, I got you. I got the Captain Party here on my stream, maybe a bit tipsy. I got a lot to say about the education, Trump, and the DEI stuff. I'm a trial man. I grew up as my own man. I'm against it. Fuck yeah, Sith Mage. I appreciate you. And the rest of you, switch over now. After party coming your way. I did get your Synth Mage, didn't I? Is there another one I missed? I'm doing the best I can, guys. Fucking crash, so I can't end the goddamn stream. Great. It's exactly what I wanted. Let's see. Did that Synth Mage say something else that I didn't see? I think I got it, Synth. Yeah, you got, hey man, Planetarium Director. I restream you, but no one watches. I read that. I did it. I did it, Synth. Switch over now. Oh, did Urban Mosque? Did Urban Mosque do something? Let's see. See if I can find Urban Mosque. I'm still here, guys. I'm gonna read every one of these motherfuckers. I ain't trying to miss yours. I wouldn't do that. All right, let's go to fan funding and see if I missed Urban Mosque. Urban Mosque, Urban Mosque, Urban Mosque. Oh, yeah, there we go. I didn't see it. $20. TSL guy here. Bought in 2016, paid off 2018. No money to Muskrat since. Oh, Tesla guy, rather. Wanted to help the environment. No more gas for me, ever. But acting like Tesla people can just get rid of their biggest asset due to threats. Alienates allies. Psh, I'm not the one keying your car, telling people to key it. No, I understand. A lot of people did buy their Teslas and they can't just get rid of them and everything. But like at the same time, it is a bad status symbol. So if you can't offload it, I would offload it as soon as you possibly can. And that is my advice. And did I get PJD for it? I did, $50. All right, I got them all. All right, switch over now. See you guys.